Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices for the 1st of December. On the DAX with the daily chart here, we've been, as you know, we've been looking at, wave 4 low here, and either wave 1 here and 2 here, or 1 here and 2 here. So it's starting to shape up a little bit like 1 is going to be here, and we're looking for a wave 2 coming back here. And I say this because I can see it in the Australian market, I can see it in the FTSE as well. So we can, anyway, we'll go in and have a little look at this. But we've still got further upside to go because this is the high here, and this pattern here is bullish corrective, so we still need to be moving up. It just appears that we're going to be having a little wave 2 in here first, and then a move up at that point. So that's where the buyer sits at the moment. Let's drill in and have a look at both counts. So this is our count where we have wave 1 here, and looking at all of this as wave 4 here. You could count that a bit differently. We counted it also in a triangle pattern that we'll have a look at as well. But the takeaway here is probably an A and a B and a C wave coming back. How far will it come back is the question. Well, I think if you're trading short, you're going to see a bumpy ride through group 1 here. Group 1 is 1, 2 and 3, in this case 100, 200 and 300. So all those numbers will be sticky numbers, and they've got history here as well. And of course 13 will be a large number there. So let's continue to move in and have a look at both counts. So this count here is pretty much the bullish count, where we had wave 1 over here and ABC for wave 2 here. Yes, I know that's not the best ABC for wave 2. Then looking at this as 1 and 2 over here, and also this is not a very good wave 2 as well, and the reason for that is because it's quite large compared to wave 1 here, in fact too large, but we sort of ran with it and we'll continue to run with it. I would really only turn bearish by the buy. I have a bit of a standard for something being bearish, and it's normally when we're in this situation above a level, then I'll look to group 1, which is 1, 2 and 3. If number 2 here becomes the retested resistance, then the market's going to be pulled down to the closest largest number at 13,000 here. So the bearish point for me would be having the 200, the number 2 here, as the retested resistance. Okay, yeah, if we're going to take long trades from this point, well then we can go long above that point there. Okay, otherwise we'll see this move down. Yeah, I think so. Let's just move in a bit closer to the 15-minute chart, and this will have let's just bring in a bit more data here. So because we have the triangle pattern here, which we've been working through as wave 3, an A and a B and a C and a D and an E wave here, and this is a little bit tricky to count up here, and it can be counted in different ways. It doesn't really matter that much. Even wave 4 got rather complicated as well, and there's probably a case for an extra wave in here. I mean, if we had this here as an A and a B and a C wave here for wave 4 sitting here, then we could look at this as wave 1 and 2 over here as I had before, and then looking at this as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here for the third wave, back for the fourth and up for the fifth. So there's different ways to count it, and it's just a little bit messy. It's not that clear. We just need to be a bit mindful here. We've had long trades in the market, and one of the things that we're going to go short on or have a stop, and I'll just go back over this because it's a little bit, I mean, hindsight's good if we can learn from it. So this is what I mentioned yesterday here. We'll have the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, then the ABC correction. So this is where the stop would need to go under here, and that would be 3 waves down, and then we could go long at that point. So coming back over here, we have the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then we have the move down here, which is wave A, B and C wave down through to here. So that would be the A, the B and the C wave. So technically the stop could go under that point there, and you could also short it from that point there as well. as high risk shorting because you're trading against the trend. So yeah, anyway, we're stopped out, and that's just explaining that pattern there, and also taking a percentage at that point here as well for that. So this move down through here, we just need to have a quick look at that. So this is it on 100 ticks, the move down from the high here. I'm just sort of looking at it in a way. I suppose we could look at this as wave 1 here and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here and 5 here. And yeah, so normally we'd expect a bit of an ABC rally from that point. So we'll take it down to that low here. This is obviously corrective as well. This is looking like 3 waves down here at the moment. So it looks like let's just draw this out a little bit. So we can put this down here. I'm probably just assuming here a little bit, but it looks a bit like this here. And that would give us the 50, 60, not that it has to pull all the way up here, but that's where it can pull up. And if that was the case, it would do that in 5 waves moving up into that space and then down again from that point. Looks a little bit impulsive there. This certainly looks corrective, I suppose. I have to put it onto 5 ticks. It may just come back up to this high here as well on this. It's not that far off being up into this space here as well. But yeah, that's how I can see it at the moment. So we could look at all of this as down for 1 here and back for 2 here, or an A wave and a B wave back into this space. So it still does have further to go down. And also too, when I look at the FTSE, if I can just cut across to the FTSE now, you can see that it's already more advanced in its move down. So in this case here, we can look at, and once again, not that it has to pull all the way down through here, but it certainly could. It could pull down to these levels down here. So we'll get a few bounces through. Well, we've got the first bounce on 3 here. You'll get a bounce on 2 and you get a bounce on 1. These are things that you need to accommodate in a move down through group 1. This is also group 1 of 6,000 as well. So if the number 2 here gets the retested resistance, well, then it'll be pulled down to the 6,000 at that point. So it still has further to move down. So that means that if it's got further to move down, then the DAX has still got further to move down. So we can look at this as down for 1 here, or the A wave, the B wave here. Let's just borrow a few of these here. So that can be wave 1 here, 2 here. I don't think wave 3 is finished yet, so we'll just put these here, but we'll just get them sorted a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So getting close to the 3rd wave here. So we just move that out of the way and that out of the way. Probably land here, but we can see that rally in the DAX. So we'll probably see a weaker rally here in this case. So we'll just put the wave 3 here, and then a wave 4 coming back up to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree to this point. And then wave 5 coming down here. Not sure how far that will go down, but I'll just double check this in a moment. So we may only come down to here depending on what the other markets around the world are doing, but we can come lower into this box here. So just need to be a bit mindful of that. But no, it's looking all pretty good at this stage for that. We'll just get a better take on that on the 15-minute chart, just to confirm things a little bit. So we counted these down yesterday, so we don't need those, so we can look. I wonder if this could be an ABC here. That's a good point. I'll check that later. It could be the lower of the third. It depends on how you count this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 here. So there's a couple of different ways to count that, so we'll just see if that is going to third. I mean, it has got overlapping wave structures here, so but anyway, if that's going to rally, it's only going to rally like at max back to the 300 and fail at that point and move down from that point. So what's today? Tuesday. So that means certainly be ready by Friday to look to be going long, so that's what we'll be sort of aiming for, I guess. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about that. They could be counted in different ways, but we'll just give it a bit of space to before we do anything. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. If you're trading short in this, then taking a percentage at this point here is not such a bad idea. There'll be a reasonable bounce off this. It could take us back to the supply levels here at 250. So just be mindful of that. And let's just go back to that daily chart. It's at 250 at the moment. Not the daily chart, the 4-hour chart. I mean, the FTSE could drop further. It's you know, it's got that nature, hasn't it? It's been weak through the whole COVID situation. So getting out at 2 might not be such a good idea. Unless we're seeing down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's too much at that point. I think we're on track here. Yeah, I think I'd take some profit at number 2 here. And if 2 becomes the retested resistance, then you can move back in. So the bearish pictures look a bit like this here. So if this is 2 coming across here, it can move down here. It can move to here, to this level, and drop at that point. It can also move back up into this space and then come back down into that space. So if it does that, then you have to wait for that. This is the other variation on that, just coming back to that point. So that second low, not the first low, the second low, you can go long on at that, short at that point. And what's this one here? That's much the same, so no big deal. Yeah, you just got to see it as resistance, that's all. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. Cheers.